So hi everyone. I know no one is here yet. I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to come in, and then I'm going to be letting you guys know what I'm doing. This is going to be a short live, but I want to show you all these products that I'm working on. All right. So first, these are my keychain wallets. I made a few. I made a few earlier or later last year, the latter part of last year, which is not far away. And I sold out, not ran out, I sold out of them. So because I have events coming up quite often, I need to get back some of my stock, right? So I made all of these over the past week or so. Because obviously, you have to cut out these, press, put them together, and all of that stuff, right? You know the process. So this is what I've done. And then I have some bags that I'm making, also the phone bags. So this is another adjustable bag. And all these are from either leftover fabric from another project or new pieces that I cut pieces from. And for what I'm seeing here, these are all from leftover or donated. Like this here was a donated piece. These, and I think this one. So sometimes you get donated fabric, and that's what I do. All right, so what I'm going to do, continue making these bags. Hopefully someone comes in. But for now, I am going to be I'm just going to continue to do what I'm doing here. I hope you guys can hear me. And let's just have a conversation. You can ask me questions pertaining to what I'm doing here, and I'll be able to answer you. All right. So as you can see, I have a lot of projects cut out here. I normally cut a whole bunch and then I sit down and put them together. All right. Once you cut them, you have all your interfacings and everything here. So you press and then you cut. It's to me, things go faster that way. Also, my labels are here. I have all my D-rings. The color that I'm using here is gunmetal black. I see these are the ones I'm using. All right. I have all my snaps ready. Scissors, everything here ready. You may wonder, what am I doing with a little hammer here? It's because on the purses, the little wallets, I had to pound in some of the hardware. All right, I need to put this away anyway, but that's okay. All right, so that's what it is here. So let's just get started. And as I said, all these are upcycled pieces I'm putting together to make beautiful, beautiful projects. All right, it's not difficult at all. When you have pieces of materials, that you have and you want to use, you don't want to get rid of them, you can do the same. All right, so this is the same bag that I showed you before. This is what I'm doing. I'm going to go over here and I'm just going to press my interfacing. Okay, so that's that. How is everyone doing? All right, so this interfacing is I would say medium. It's not light, it's quite medium, just enough to give it that support, okay? And this is the lining. So I normally put a little interfacing on the lining. Okay. Sometimes sometimes the lining do need some kind of support as well as the main fabric. Okay. So for the two people that's watching, how are you doing? The two people that's watching, let's have a conversation. I know some people probably curious as to what is she doing. I am making phone bags. You know, I showed someone, I mean, sorry, I showed you guys the ones that I'm working on. I'm working on these, right? And this piece of fabric was also an upcycle. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is from a repurposed curtain material. And I made that design on the top here. Thank you. Hi, thank you. And then this strap is adjustable strap. I just have them pull down so that they can be short. All right, then I have this snap here. That's quite easy to snap close, right? And then I have this design here in between that's only on one side, which is really cute, I think. And then this kind of design, just a little slant. It has two compartments, and that's that. I think it's quite cute, so I'm going to make a few of these. And for those of you who haven't seen what I showed before, these are some keychain wallets that I made earlier. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4 card holders, plus you have this opening here and that right here. So, and they're really cute, they're useful, and you can clip your keys onto them. Right, so that's that. I made a whole bunch of them here, and after a while I get bored making the same thing over and over, so I like to change some things. And I also like to work on different materials as well. You know, if I'm making the same material, working on the same material over and over, it's like, oh my God, I get bored. But so this to me is a joy when I'm doing things like this, because I get to work on various materials, colors, all of that. Okay, where can you buy? I have a website, and the website is Malka'sGlowUp.com. You can go visit my website. You see, I have some beautiful things there, and they all upcycled, recycled material made with some made some beautiful project bags, purses, and things like that. Hello, that madman. What a name. Why you want to call yourself madman? Okay, that's all right. Right, so yeah. Oh, because you are. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, that's fine. Are you interested in sewing, madman? That madman? Are you interested? Let me know. A little. Oh yeah, that's good. So what have you sewn, or are you working on anything right now? You're working on a wallet. What material are you using? Are you using leather? You don't know. But you should know if you're working on. That's funny. If you're working, you say a little. So, do you have any idea of the names of different materials? You must know some name. All right, so like for example, this material here is canvas, and you know it has been printed. These are prints, and it's canvas material. So you must know. I do some with my mom. Okay. Oh, leather. Oh, okay. That's good. Do you like working with leather? Because I don't use leather. I don't work with leather because my business ethos basically is all about upcycling, repurposing materials and things like that. No, not leather. Leather is all right to work with because it doesn't crease and things like that. I don't mind if I have to, but I don't use leather at all. All right, so you know what I'm doing here? I'm taking out this. I'm going to see if I could do a little bit of embroidery. And this is the embroidery foot. Do you use this foot, that madman? This is an embroidery foot. So yes to what? The embroidery foot? Because I think I asked you so many questions just now. So the yes is for the embroidery foot. All right, I'm trying to take out this screw here. Sometimes this can be so tedious. All right then. Bye. Take care. Thank you for watching. All right. All right. So I just took out that the other foot, and I'm gonna put in this embroidery foot here. I think freestyle or freehand embroidery is so cool. I went to a stitch and knitting festival last year, and they were demonstrating different things like this, and I was so intrigued because I'm into all of these craft, sewing work, and all that. I was so intrigued. You know what? I need my glasses. Lord knows I need my glasses. It was nice having you guys inside. I'm inside. It was nice having a couple of people here talking with that madman. Thank you again for having a conversation. It was really pleasant. I hope to see you again. All right, thank you guys. All right, someone just come in, and all I'm doing here is putting in. Let me turn this up a bit. By the way, I just got this gadget today, and I'm trying it out for the first time. You know, this neck holder for your phone. Oh my gosh, it is like a dream. It's a dream. Because I try so many times to vlog or to do a live, and it's so, when you don't have the room to do things, that's my doll up here. See that doll? That's my doll. So cute. All right, so you know what, guys? Let me go get my phone. Not my phone. I'm going to get my glasses, and I will be right back. All right, I'm back. I just went to get my glasses for the one person that's here. Right. All right, so let's go. I'm going to see if I could do... Oh, okay, let me see something. All right. I'm going to see if I could do some embroidery here. Some freehand embroidery. All right, so if you're embroidering using this foot here, this embroidery foot, one of the things, this is how you can do it. You grab hold of the two threads and you put your work under. You bring down the foot, you bring down the needle, you make a couple of stitches. Once you do that, then you cut the thread. Once you cut the thread, then you can begin. And basically what you're doing is moving the material because you still have that space inside, right? And you go all the way around whatever you're doing. All right, it's quite easy to use this freestanding or freehand embroidery. All right, so if you have to do that, you make sure you have your two threads in your hand like this, and you go to where you're going to start your embroidery, right? So I'm going to start right here. Once you reach where you got to go, okay, you put the needle down right where you want to start. You still have your two threads holding, which is the top thread and the bottom thread. Then you just make a couple of stitch right in the same spot. Basically, you're knotting, you're tying it off, right? And once that's done, you cut the thread and then you can begin. But all you're doing is moving your material, right? So you just keep moving because the foot is down, but yet still you have a whole space inside here, right? So then you continue. See, all I'm doing is going around these leaves just to give it that effect. See if you notice here, like a quilting effect, which is really cool, I think. everyone that's here. I hope you're enjoying the video so far. I just want to get this done, then we can talk. You can always talk to me while I'm doing this. I'll keep looking down and then I'll respond accordingly. All right, I think I'm done with all my leaves. All right, so once I'm done, I just pull this out. Yep. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. And you see the back? This is what the back looks like. Proper quilting. It's real easy and it's so exciting. It's satisfying to do this. I need to tighten this thing so that the phone don't keep twisting. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do now is basically put this put the back, put the I'm tightening this, okay. Right, so that's done. I'm gonna remove the foot. Everything is a process here when you're sewing. It's so time consuming, but it has to be done. Very time consuming. So all I'm gonna do now is remove the embroidery foot and replace it with the ordinary foot. So the two people that's in here, can we talk? Is there any questions? You just want to have a conversation? You want to know what I'm making? That would be nice. Don't let me do all the talking, because remember, I have to concentrate on what I'm doing. So it'll be nice if someone talked to me. Don't be afraid. You must be interested in what I'm doing here for you to be watching, innit? At least I hope you are. So maybe you can be inspired to start a project or something. Ah, my goodness. Oh, that was hard. It's quite tedious. I'm using this screwdriver here. It's a machine screwdriver that the machine comes with. And by the way, the machine I'm working on is the Silvercrest machine. I did a video about this from Little, and I did a video showing you how to thread the machine and so on and so forth, you know, how it works and stuff like that. It's quite easy. It's good for beginners. It's quite easy. And I keep using this machine because I like the way how it feels. I have this other machine here. See, I have this other computerized machine here. But sometimes that can get on my last nerves. So I love working with this. All right, so I am gonna get started with what I'm doing. So I'm just gonna find the center on these pieces, the back and the front. All right, so I'm gonna notch that right in the center here. And with that, I'll take my tape measure and I'm gonna measure across here about 2.5. About 2.5 inches. So like approximately 6 centimeters from here to there. All right, so that's what I'm gonna do right here. Now, I am gonna take, let me see if this is what I want to use. I think I'm gonna use this one. All right, so I'm gonna take my webbing. I'm gonna get my D-rings, and I need 2. All right, earlier I was showing you guys all the stuff I need. I just like to have them here because it's easier for me instead of having to stop and search. I'm not into that right now, right? So when you're working, always have everything prepared. For example, I have all my projects cut out, all the interfacing, or everything I need, the lining, everything I need is right here. So it's so much easier to reach, right? And I don't like to see rubbish. So what I do here, I have this bag that when I have my rubbish, I just drop them in here. It's just how I am. I don't like untidiness at all, really. It does my head in. All right, so what I'm going to do here is cut about, let me see. Yeah, about maybe 2 centimeters, 5 centimeters. Or if you're not sure, you just do something like this. All right, and you just need so much to stitch. You need about 1 centimeter to stitch. So once you stitch that 1 centimeter is about here, you have this much to play with. Okay, so that also add to the length of the bag. So I'm going to cut it here, I'm going to mark it here, and then we're going to see what length it is. Take my tape measure, and it's about 6 centimeters. Right, so I'm going to cut that. I need 2. So I'll just put that on top of that, and I'm just going to cut. And that's that for now. So take my D-rings, and I'm going to just put them like this. All right. Put them like that. And remember what we mark here. Remember that 6 centimeters from the center. We mark 6 centimeters. So what I'm going to do is take my D-ring and the strap. And right where you have it marked, right here, that's where you put that. So it's right at the mark here. I hope you can see. All right, so we're going to put both of them there, and we're going to clip that. Right, so that's that. We're going to keep that just like that for now. Okay. So next, so for those of you who just come in, on my lining, I normally put interfacing, but a light interfacing. That give it that support. So when I stitch that together, apart along with the foam here and the lining, it just give it that nice support for your bag. So you know you want your bags, because they're fabric, and you want your bags to be durable. You don't want them to be falling apart. Okay, so this is the strap, the flap, right? So on the flap here, I also have my interfacings and the foam. So I'm going to go over here, and I am going to press this down on one side, right? And I'm going to use the foam, and I'm going to put this right here. And you see this foam, everything here is repurposed materials. So I'm going to put the foam. What I did, I cut the foam about 1 centimeter smaller than the flap itself. So right here, just need to nip off a little bit. All right, so that's that, and that's fine. All right, and then I'm just going to put this interfacing down onto that, and I'm going to press it, as you can see. So again, you get that nice support. All right, I'm not going to embroider this bit because I want it to be slightly different to the body itself. So when you press the front, you can always press the back, right? Always make sure your interfacing is pressed down properly. See, this one is perfectly pressed, but remember the foam is inside this. It's in between the fabric and the interfacing, so you'll have to be careful to press this down as much as possible. All right, for the excess, you trim off just to keep it nice and neat. And also when you sew, everything is lined up so you don't have anything hanging over. Because if you have extra hanging over and when you go to stitch, you might think you stitch it all together, but it's not, right? So that's what you do. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the machine, and all I'm going to do is stitch. Let me just clean up this one. All right, so all I'm going to do is just put this together. And I'm going to pin or clip whichever one you have. Right, you just pin that or clip. All right, so I'm going to take this out here, and I'm just going to stitch this all the way around, the 1 centimeter all the way around. When you start and you back stitch, right? Always back stitch, what they call reverse stitch, which is here. And on this Silver Crest machine, the reverse button is right here, and it shows you. These machines have all the symbols, so you cannot make any errors. You just watch the symbol, and if you don't know what they're for, all you do, you go back to the manual, and that would help you. All right, so I'm going to stitch this 1 centimeter all the way around. All right, make sure everything is well. Normally, if I was doing something else, if I was working on something else, I would notch the curves here. But what I'm going to do is basically trim. I'm going to trim this down. Not too close, but close enough where you have maybe a 1/8 or so seam allowance left, right? Or 0.5, sorry, 0.5 seam allowance left. You see? So I don't notch that, because what it is, when I turn, it's gonna turn and have a nice smooth corner. So what I'll do, I just put my finger in here so, and just go like that, and just bring it around nicely. And then you see that it's quite round. There's no jagged edges, like, right? So that's what I normally do. I'm gonna go back to the ironing board, and I'm gonna press this. And with this, remember your top and the bottom, or the back and the front. The one with the one interfacing, that's the back, that's underneath, right? And the one with the interfacing and the foam is at the top. So then I'll just press this just to keep it nice and neat and flat. Right, and you see how that looks. The right size, and also the corners are really nice and round. You might wonder, do you guys wonder, how am I filming this with the phone in front of me? I would like to know if you want to know. Then I'll be able to one day show you what I use. All right, so for here, I am going to be doing a 1/4 of an inch stitch, top stitch all the way around here. All right, so that's that. And you can see how this look right here. Okay, that's fine. So now what we're gonna do is put on my my snap. Okay, and I have these snaps right here. See what I'm saying about having everything in front of you, where you don't have to stop and look for things and all that. Things like that drives me mad. Okay, so I have the gunmetal black. So I'm gonna look for my gunmetal black color here. Oh, these are smaller. Okay, so that's fine. I'll put these big ones. So I have this one. I don't know what they call these, but anyway, they're snaps on that one, right? And then I have the back. And I'm going to show you how I put these on. Oh, so all I need is 2. Thank you guys for watching. I know this can be boring for some people, not for me. I enjoy what I do. And if you don't enjoy what you do, then you're going to be like, all right, okay. All right, next, you know what I mean? But this video is for those who are interested in sewing, upcycling, and all of that. Okay, so this is, as I said, this bit here is the top. This is where the foam is. Under here, only the interfacing. And the interfacing is medium weight. So what I normally do is put this in half. All right, just if you have to press it, you can press. But I just take my fingers and just kind of crease it like this. All right, and then that's the middle here. So now take my tape measure. And I'm going to come down. But what I normally do is, you see from the top here, I don't start there. I start from where the stitch is. And that's where I measure from. And I'm going to measure down 3/4 of an inch from the stitch. And all I'm going to do is you just put a little mark here just to indicate where the center is. All right. Then I get the back. And where I have that mark, that's the center. And these things have, see where the center, they have 3 holes. So that round hole is the center for me. Okay, so I'm going to put that right onto the mark that I have here. And I'm going to just take my pencil, and it's a fabric marker. And I'm going to do that. Let me show you what it looks like. You see where this is, the center here, and that's another mark. And that's what I do. All right, after that, I take this, that's a seam ripper, and I just barely on the 2 sides, just barely make an indentation here, just a hole, and we're gonna put this one in, right? And then this is what you do, you just put that through the holes that you mark, right? See that? And you turn it the opposite side, and then you put your back on. And your back goes on like this, right on top of that. And what you do, you spread those hooks. You just spread them across like this. But then you kind of, some people, what they do, you could put an interfacing on top of it, press it on top of it. But I just do it like this because it's still going to be okay. You see, and you just open that like that. Okay, and that's that. All right, so if I want, I go back and press and all that, but I'm not going to do that now. Go and put this back into, fold it into one, and you find the center. All right, why the center? Because I am going to put it here, right? And remember the center notch that we put here? You just put the center notch on the flap onto the center notch on the bag. And I just clip that there. If you want, you could have stitched this down, but I didn't want to do that. That's just a waste of time for me. And I just clip that in. So when I go across, I stitch it one time. All right. And then that's what I do here. And that's that. So with this now, I'm going to stitch that right across here. So let's just go to the machine and we're going to do that. All right. So first, when you start again, we're going to reverse stitch just to secure the ends. So now we finished that. All right, so now we finished that. That is 1/2 of the bag finish right here. You see, and look at that. See how nice that looks? And the brown strap goes really nice with this material. I always like this material. It looks like autumn with the leaves. All right, so that's that. Let's just leave that here. And what I'm going to do now is, let me see if I'm going to use this. I am not even sure because right now it's a mixture of whatever I can use at the moment. Sometimes I like to mix things up. All right, so you see this material, right, this one here. First, I'm going to measure right here because I need to know. The seam allowance for what I use is 1 centimeter seam. All right, so I'm going to show you what I'm doing here. I'm just going to mark here. That's 1 centimeter here. And this is 1 centimeter here. So I'm just going to measure from where I mark that 1 centimeter down. So that's like 15.5 centimeters, 15.5 centimeters. So this material needs to be 15.5 centimeters long. And I think about 7 centimeters across, okay? Sometimes I just cut it bigger than how it's supposed to be, which is all right. It's always better to have something too big than it's too small. All right, so this is going to be 15.5. All right, so I'm going to now use my set square ruler. Right, and this look like 2 centimeters here. No, 1.5. So I'm just going to cut this right here. Get my ruler cut. And I'm just going to cut that down. These are very handy. They're so good to use and so quick. So if any of you here do any sewing, it's really good to invest in one of these. So good. All right, so now I'm going to cut the top bit so that I am, and that's about 1 centimeter. Okay. All right. So now, so when I stitch 1 centimeter, the length of this should be, how much did I say? 15. Let me see. 15.5. So the length of this should be 15.5. Okay, so that's 15.5. That's where I'm going to stitch. This is where I'm going to cut. So I'm going to cut off approximately 0.5 centimeters. Okay, right. So I'm just going to stitch what I need to. And as I said, I only use 1 centimeter seam allowance. I think that's a good size seam allowance, especially for what I'm doing here. You don't want a bulky seam. And even if you have a bulky seam, just always cut it down. All right, so just gonna trim the corners like this. You see, even if it's 1.5, see, I still find it's a bit, 1 centimeter, still look too big, and I don't like a big seam. So I'm just cutting that down just a little. All right, so I'll take my pins out, and then I'm going to be turning this inside out. I have a chopstick here. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for thumbsing up the video. Oh my goodness, I really appreciate it. Really, whether you're interested or not, you're here, and I feel so happy. Okay, so this is what we're doing now. I'm just gonna press that down. This material is kind of a satin material. It's another piece of material that was donated. Sometimes I get some really nice materials donated to my workshop. It's really, really good. All right, so all I'm gonna do is just open this a bit. All right, and I just push that out to the seam here. Right, see, I don't need a very big piece. All right, and then what I'm gonna do is fold this, not in half. Oh, it's hot. Fold this, not in half, but fold it enough so you leave 1 centimeter right at the raw edge out here. See that? 1 centimeter seam. So you fold this in half like this. Okay. All right, so that's that. We're gonna go back out here, and this is the top of the bag. You see where that is, and then it comes down like that. This is the side that I'm going to be putting this. I like the contrast here. It's not to everyone liking. Okay, first, I forgot. First, I'm going to, because in order to make the seam here, right at the fold here, I'm going to stitch. Just a nice pin stitch. Right, so I'm going to start, make sure that it's on the material. I'm going to reverse stitch again. Reverse stitch, and you just keep going up to the end here. All right, and you reverse, and that's that. Cut your thread, make your work nice and neat. I need to adjust this stitch. I think I need to just make this a little tighter, but it's all right, but I just want it to be a little bit better. Okay. I'm not really liking this. So I need to root that out. You see, sometimes when you're working, especially when you're doing videos, sometimes if I was doing a regular upload video, I would just edit this bit, to be honest. You know, but when you're doing live, everything is live and in living color. So you have to, you just have to show everything. Everything gonna be shown. All right, so let's start again here. Oops. Oh, this is better. Okay, that's better. That's much better. I think it's the material why it was acting like that. All right, so right at the end here, as I said, let me stand up. So this is the top of the bag here, and the part that's dipping, I come down like that. This is where we're going to do this. All right, so what you do now, you remember we mark here and we mark the bottom. So you just want to put this right by the mark. And I'm gonna pin this right where that is, okay? So one of the things that you see the lining, that's the lining. So when this goes like that, right, I'm gonna stitch all the way around. And obviously, say when you open that, turn it inside out, you have that at the end, right? So we're gonna just go over here and we're gonna stitch. Sorry for all the jumping around. Okay, took out that thing there. All right, so that's that. Okay, so we're gonna just go here now and 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter seam. Okay, cut your thread. Okay, come around here. And if you don't know what I'm making, let me show you again, because I don't know if different people come in and out. This is what I'm making. All right, so this bit is what I'm doing right now. See this? This is exactly what I'm doing. So this is the bit that's here. Yeah? This is the bit I did here, this one. And then when I finish, that's how it's going to be right between here. It's a phone bag with adjustable straps, right? Okay, so now I have my lining, okay? And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to pin or clip the lining down onto the body of the bag. Okay, so this goes here. Always make sure that you have your pins or the clips or whatever, they pin the your work the right way. Right. Oh my goodness, yeah, okay. All right, so now the lining is a little bigger than the fabric. The body of the bag, that's all right. I prefer it to be bigger than smaller. And in sewing, that is the best thing. Always have something, if anything, it's not a mistake. That's what I learned. That's what I learned back in the day, seeing my mother work and stuff like that, because she was a dressmaker as well. And what we used to say back home is every spoil is a style. This is not a spoil, but I'm just telling you the phrases that they use. So this is a little bigger, as you can see, just maybe a 0.5. And this look like the same 0.5 going across here, bigger, which is all well and good. It's not a problem. So I'm going to continue and stitch, but at the bottom here, I'm going to leave about 4 to 5 inches, the opening. Right, so over here, 1 centimeter all the way around. Okay, so I'm going to start around here. And it's 1 centimeter all the way around. Okay, remember you have your D-rings under here, so make sure that your D-rings are not facing the seam, they're facing the opposite direction. All right, so I'm done stitching this around. So all I'm going to do now is trim the excess. And then I'm going to cut the corners like this so that I have a nice sharp corner. And these bags are really quick and easy. Not really easy, but they're quick to make. It's a nice, easy, nice, quick project or easy project to make, really, if you think about it. Okay, so just notch that off. And I just want to cut just a little off this end here. All right, so all I'm going to do now is just turn this inside out. I'm going to get my, where is my chopstick? Okay, here it is. Get my chopstick to turn that. Turn your corners. Oh dear. All right, and when you're turning, just make sure not to poke this thing too hard, or else you're going to rip your fabric. And trust me, you don't need that. Things like that can happen to anyone. It happened to me already, and I had to make the thing all over again because it put a hole right through. That was just disappointing because it was a nice material as well. And that was just the end of it. All right, so I'll just turn this inside out. And if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. And that basically helps me out with the algorithm. All right, that would be nice. If you're enjoying the video, all right? That's only if. If you're not enjoying, then that's a different story. I would like to know why. All right, so once I have this thing turned all the way out, I'm going to just go back in with my chopstick and just push the corners out a bit. Okay. You see what happened here? Oh my goodness. Okay. Thank God it went through the thread and not the material. You see what can happen? So I'm going to turn this back out just on this end and just go over. It went right through. It went right through the thread right here. Oh my goodness. All right. So that's not an issue. As I said, I thank God it's not through the material. And then what I'm going to do here is just go over this, and that's it. If you can see, I don't think you can, it's too bright. Never mind. Right. Alright, so you see, all I did was go over the stitch right here. I have to be so careful. Alright, so okay, so that's done. Go over to the iron. Right, and at the bottom here, you just fold in the two sides. So what I'm doing here, just pushing the thread inside. So what you do, you just fold in the bottom bit here, just like that, and you press that. All right, I'm just gonna hold it down with two clips and continue to press the seams down around the bag. All right, so now we're just gonna press all the seams right at the end, just press them down. And if you're gonna watch this video on replay, thank you in advance. And yeah, as I said, like the video. If you're enjoying it, like the video. And if you want to share it, all right, you can go ahead and do that. Right, so just want to clean up that. I didn't put my label in yet, but I'm going to be putting it in, I think, on this side. All right, so this is, no, I don't need to do that yet. Let's just stay here. All right, so now I'm ready. I'm going to go ahead, show you. I'm going to go ahead and stitch, give this a nice top stitch from over here, here, and down. Right, that's what I'm going to do now. So I like to stitch from the on the main fabric itself. Right, so I'm just going to go here, and as I said, it's only 1/4 of an inch top stitch I'm going to be doing. Right. So that bit is done, right? So now I'm going to do this piece here. I'm going to turn this in, right? I'm just going to clip this so that just to hold this piece in, right? And then I'm going to give this a stitch all the way down. And as you know, you reverse. Always start with a reverse stitch, end with a reverse stitch. Okay, so once you start with a reverse, end with a reverse, you basically knotting off the thread so that it don't unravel, right? So that's that. Okay, so this is what this look like. Look like you're probably wondering, what is she doing? Okay, so let me cut this thread. I like to keep my work tidy. It shows professionalism. You know, when I used to work in a studio, you couldn't have threads hanging all over the place. You had to neaten your work, and also, you know, when it comes to the pressing, that's why you see me always ironing. On top of that, it makes the work look really neat apart from everything else. All right, so our next maneuver, all right, the next thing to do on this bag, I'm going to fold the two sides in up to where this flap is. So first we're going to start with this side, and then you just fold that over. So if you notice, it reaches right in line with this, and that's where it's supposed to be. If it's there, you didn't cut it right. If it's all the way out here, it's too long, because look what's going to happen, you see, if you pull it all the way out there. So all you need to do is just bring it, it's supposed to reach right where this flap is, right? And then once you have that down, you use your hand and you press that down like this, right? And then you press. Ow, shoot. Oh my goodness. Right, so once you do that, you press that down just to make a crease. Okay? Right, and that's that for that side. Then you take this side and now you fold this over. Fold it over right up to where this crease is. Same way. So you fold it right over. So make sure it's like this, right? And this is not over like that. If that's what you like, then so be it. But that's not how this design is. Because to be honest, it doesn't look bad if this is like this. But if this is like that, this side has to be the same. But because this side is right at the end, and this side has to come all the way in. Okay, so you fold that over. Make sure that it creased all the way down here on a straight line. And as you can see, right at the bottom here is straight as well. So then when you finish, you press this and you crease this other side. Right? Ouch. Right, so that's what we're going to do here. Ooh. This iron is hot, hot, hot. Okay, so now I am going to just clip these together. Right, so I'll leave that. So over here, on this side, this is where we're going to join this piece and just clip that onto. Make sure that is make sure it's lined up. Oops, make sure it's lined up straight and it's not twist, right? Because if it's twist, you'll have everything is going to just be messed up. So just make sure this is straight. Okay, And then so with that now, I'm just going to go to the machine and I'm going to stitch this. I think I'm going to start up here and just stitch that down, straight down. Basically just to hold this. You can stitch this from here if you like, down to here. It doesn't really matter, to be honest, because I don't like a lot of stitch seams on the bags. I just like it to be just how it is, you know. So that's what we're gonna do. Go to the machine and just stitch that. Right? I think I'm gonna start right here. I know the other one stitch all the way down. If you notice here, you see what you see on this one, it starts from up here, go all the way down. And it looks okay, but I'll see, because I change my mind a lot, but I'll see. If this is for a customer, like it's for a custom made, if it's a custom made thing, I'll have to follow what the customer want. But because it's my thing, I change my mind a lot when it comes to my stuff. Now, I changed my mind again. I'm going to start up here. Right, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a 1/4 of an inch stitch, and I'm going to put the needle right in the seam, not the seam, the stitch that I did across the bag, the top of the bag. That's where I start my stitch, so it doesn't look out of place. So it makes it look as though it's a continuous stitch, right? So this is what I am going to do here. Take out this corner a bit, because this look a bit. All right, so that's that. Okay, so I'm just going to stitch a 1/4 of an inch stitch. Remember your back stitch, I did that before. Then I am going to go down. And then when I reach the corner of this piece, I normally reverse right at the corner, just to secure the corner a bit. And because it's a bit thick, you find I'm going a bit slower, because even though the needle is for thick material, I still want to be careful that I don't break the needle. So this video is longer, this live is longer than I really anticipated. But that goes to show how much time goes into these bags. And it's a good thing I had it cut before, so that really reduces the time spent making this bag. Well, for the live video. All right, so at the end here, I also did a reverse stitch to secure the, all right, so my bobbin is finished. I did a reverse stitch just to secure the top here and the bottom, right? And that's that. So now this is how this goes. This is gorgeous. So I need to fill my bobbin. So you will see me filling this bobbin. I did a video on this already, so it's not finished. I don't know why it was thinking. Okay. So it's not finished, so I just need to pop that back in. And you see when you put the bobbin in, you hear that click. You're supposed to hear that click when you put that bobbin in. All right, so before I stitch the bottom, I want to just press this one more time, just right across here. Right, and when you go to press, you steam and you press. Steam and press, steam and press, steam and press. See the design of the bag here. See the front bit, and this is the back bit. It's really cute bags, phone bags. And I think people need to have phone bags because, you know what I mean, when you have your phone, my goodness, this iron is so hot. It's supposed to be hot. Well, I don't know what I expect. Right, so let me put that back. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't put my label in, but I could put my label in the bottom. All right, so let's just go over here and get this label. These are my labels. All right, these are my labels. Malka'sGlowUp, made in the UK. I absolutely love these labels. They're satin. They look very professional and they're nice. So what I'm going to do is just put this label in. I'll just fold this like that in half. And I'll just put it in from the bottom here, which is perfectly fine. And then I'll just stitch this down. Right, so once I do that, that should be fine. Okay. That should be fine. Our bag is almost done. And I'm sure that you guys can't wait to see what it looks like. It's a little cute bag, to be honest. Let me just go to the machine. And I'm going to stitch this. Right, so at the bottom here now is where I stitch the pieces together to basically close up the bag. All right, so I lift my foot higher and then I put the needle down. All right. Turn this slightly. Alright, so now I'm closing up the bag. Make sure that you have your when you come to the end here, what I suggest you do is turn it around. Right, and reverse. So that gives it that extra support, you know. All right, at the end here, I lift the foot all the way up and I turn again. Put the foot down and then you come back with a couple of stitch right here. And because here is quite thick, I'm using my hand to turn the and then before you end, you do a reverse stitch and you bring it out. See the bottom? And after that, you just clean up your work. You see how it looks here? It looks really good. All right, back over to the ironing board. As usual, you will always see me going by the ironing board, always. Okay, so that's the size of the bag. It's a nice size. Then you bring the strap over. Right, once you bring that strap over here, all right, then we're gonna put on the other arm. Press. Right, look. How nice this looks. All right, so now we're gonna put on, okay, so if anybody know me, I'm gonna be not tidying up, but just taking away all these ends here that's doing my head in. Okay, I know I'm working, but as I said, I don't like, see, I have a bag here where I put stuff in. All right, so now I'm gonna put on the back or the other side of this, of the snap. All right, so what I do here is just estimate where this is, and I'll just put a little mark here, right? And as I said, that's my center, so I'm just going to put this down, and all I'm going to do is just mark out the two ends here. Once that's done, I will get my seam ripper, and I'm just going to make a small opening on these two sides, right? Just enough so this goes in. Once I have that, and I feel like I think I need to just open it slightly more. Yep. All right, that should be it now. All right, so now I just put these in. Make sure that goes in like that. All right, and then I take my back and I put that on. Just as I did the other one, just pull those to the side, and then you can close your bag like this. All right, the last thing we need to do, sorry, oh dear. The last thing we need to do is our strap, right? So I normally cut my strap, the webbing about 110 or so, because you have to keep in mind that you have this much here. So if you really think about it and you measure everything, you probably would be 115 or maybe 18. So I'll just go right ahead and cut my strap, right? And then I'm just gonna cut, I'm gonna cut that right here. And one of the things I'm gonna do, I like to sew with the correct thread, because sometimes if you don't, it looks, because this is beige, and if I sew this with beige and the brown, I don't like it. I really don't. So I'm gonna look for my brown thread, which is here, and I'll take that off. I have all these threads going along here, so you see, right? So I'm going to take that one off, and then I am going to take my slider, and we're going to be working from here. Our final stitch is going to be at the machine. See, I take my bobbin out, and what I'm going to do is basically, let me bring this up so you can see, is basically fill the bobbin, you know, just add more thread to that, which is going to be the brown thread. Yeah. All right. So I'm just going to hold the thread in my hand right now, and then I'm going to just reel just a little bit onto that, push it across to the stopper. You see, I'm showing you how to use the machine at the same time we're making a bag. Isn't that cool? And then we press and fill it up. And I think that's all I need for now. Normally I fill it all the way up, but because I just need a little bit, I'm going to use, the little bit I'm going to use, I just want to fill that much. All right, so with this machine, when you put in the bobbin, the thread's supposed to be going like that, right? Then you get the bobbin. This here is supposed to be at the top. I don't know what it's called. Then you put the bobbin in, and then right here, the thread is supposed to go down here. You see that thread? And then you go across like so, and you hear click, and it should be right here. And that's that. Okay. So now I'm going to take my thread off. I can't believe I'm giving a lesson on this. But as I'm doing it, why not? Why not, eh? Why not? Because somebody new might come across my video and then just happen to, maybe, let's say the person wanted to know how it's done. So basically you get 2 for 1 here. All right, so let's just thread this back. Okay. So what I'm saying now, right? The end of this, I'm going to put it here. To be honest, it doesn't matter if you're putting it on this side or that side. Doesn't matter. As long as it's nice and neat, don't worry about it. As long as it's not twist also. All right, so all I need to do is just fold in a little bit, like maybe 0.5 centimeters or so. Just a little, just to keep it there. And then on the right side here, I like to stitch. See what I did? Back stitch at the top, at the beginning, and back stitch at the top. I always have to remind, because in my workshop, sometimes people tend to forget, which is understandable, because if you're not used to doing something, it's easy to forget, you know. And you see why I like to use the correct thread, because you hardly see the thread. It looks neater that way. All right, so then next, what I'm going to do, make sure when you're putting on your slider, your webbing is nice and flat, right? And I have this end, and your your slider should be facing this way and not that way. And you can tell the difference. You see where this bar, you can see where it folds here, right? So your slider should be on this side. All right, so once you have your webbing straight, you place that on one side, and then you come down on the next side. And I'm going to carry it up a bit, right? Okay. The next step is to put this, make sure it's flat and it's straight. I know that it's straight, so that's why I'm doing it like this, right? So it's nice and flat already. And then on the opposite side of the D-ring, you place that in like this, right? But we need to get it in the slider where it's gonna slide when you want to adjust it. Okay, so what you do, right, you just do it like that. Make sure you have enough where you see this bar. You see that bar? Just make sure you have enough where you see that. And remember your material here. Not your material, your webbing. So what you do here, on the side that's closer to you, because we're going to fold this right inside on the wrong side. On the side that's close to you. Okay. Make sure that's where you put your webbing. right? So your bar, the slide bar should be on the opposite side. So you see like that, the bar is on this side. Okay, you push through that enough, right? If you want more, you bring down more. If you want to lengthen this some more, you bring it down some more. All right, and then with the end here, you make sure the bar now is coming towards the webbing that you just put through, and you pull the webbing through, and then you put it down on the opposite side. Basically, what you want is the bar to be right in the middle of this, right? When the bar is in the middle of this, you're on the right track. And then you bring that down. You bring it down to however long you want that, where you can manage under the machine to stitch. So this is good enough for me. So I fold that under again. And then I stitch this. So you're going to double stitch, double stitch, double stitch. Right, you reverse stitch. And that would help you to secure the the webbing, the piece there from unraveling or coming out or whatever. Right, that is very secure. Nothing, this could never come out. All right, so that's that. And with that, the bag is complete. Oops. All right, so that's that. So then all you do, you just bring it out. Right, so this is the slider. This is where you extend your bag or you shorten it. You can extend it like that, where you have the full bag, the full length rather, to go across your body. But before anything, I like to make it shorter. Don't really want, at the moment, I don't want it too long. This is fine. Okay, so that's that. And this is the what do you call it, the phone bag, complete. When I'm doing these, I like to put a different material inside here, so you kind of have that little bit of contrast. All right, so these are the two bags. I hope you guys enjoy the video as much as I do. Right, so this is it here. Really nice, really lovely, perfect size. You can put your phone in. You can put whatever you like in the bag. It's not a problem. Anything you like, you can put in the bag. Yep. All right, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like the video. And I really, really hope you enjoyed. I really enjoy making this video for you guys. And I'll come back and see you next time. Bye.